Hello, friends. Joel Uncle Andy here, coming to you on Friday, November 14th, with what we hope are some winning sports picks. We hope everybody's had a great week of betting and a great week of work, and we're all looking forward to a big weekend of football, a lot of hockey, a lot of college basketball. Tread lightly in college basketball. There's a lot of money to be made, but you need to pick your spots carefully. So we've been doing that this week. I don't think we've had a loser yet in college basketball. So of course, now I jinxed myself that I've said that. But keep on following us over at Uncle Andy Sports on Twitter. We're going to keep giving you the winners. Keep following us in the Free Plays Daily contest on Twitter. I think I'm on like a 4-1 run this week. So my play of the day in that contest we'll be talking about here momentarily. Earlier in the week, we gave out all the juice reducer parlays. Patriots came through for us on Thursday night, so that leg of it is done. The rest of it I feel really good about. So we'll hope for the best tomorrow on Saturday. Get right into it here. Play of the day or in that contest is going to be the first selection here. Third period, Carolina Hurricanes minus half a goal. In other words, they need to win the period, not just tie, minus 115. And I'll explain that here in a second why I'm choosing that, because that bet is related directly to this next bet of a third period over two. Rare for us to have a third period, any period over two, as opposed to 1.5. That's usually what all the period bets over are in hockey for us is 1.5. But this period 1.5 for the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vancouver Canucks was minus 265 on the over 1.5. And there were just no sensible dance partners I could find to parlay that thing up to get it back to plus money. So we're going to go ahead and go with over two. Still feel pretty good about it. But even that was like minus 165 or something, even by itself. So we had to throw in Oregon, Indiana, A&M, and Ohio State all tomorrow to get it back to even money. Now, the smart people will say, a good example also was the Penguins this afternoon. Um, People will say, well, you shouldn't parlay these things. You shouldn't throw in Oregon, IU, A&M, Ohio, and Ohio State to get that negative bet, minus 135, minus 125, and get it to positive money. If Ohio State can't win at home against UCLA as a 20-something point favorite, same thing for Oregon tonight at Minnesota, same thing for the other guys. If they can't win, then I'll take my medicine. We've taken it a couple times this year already, and I'll just chalk it up as a loss. I think that's a better bet than just risking a coin flip on something like the Penguins today, who lost in overtime over in Sweden, and it cost you $1.25. Under this system where we're throwing in, and there's never a sure thing, but things like Oregon, IU, A&M, Ohio State, as close to a sure thing as you're going to get. And throwing those in there are going to give you plus money, and you're not going to have to pay that 25-cent tax, as it were. I think that's a better bet. I don't think that's any worse of an idea than laying $1.25, $1.50 on some of these favorites. Just my opinion. But anyway, getting back to the wager here, second period over. And the reason I say this, I've got a lot of good data to back this up. Canes and Canucks have combined 25 and 9 on third period overs this year. That's pretty good. The Canucks are also a league worst. They've given up 30 goals in the third period, and they've only played like 16 games. So that's an average of them just giving up, not even talking about what they might score to add to this. They're giving up almost 2 goals every third period. For the Canes role in all this, they have scored 19 goals in the third period during their 16 games. So they are averaging over 1 goal every third period. So put all that together, and it's almost 2.5 goals. I think you would be, if you're feeling really squirrely about this thing, go ahead and go third period over 2.5. I think it's very possible we see 3 goals in the third period. And I don't think it's going to be close. I think Carolina's going to blow Vancouver out of the water. But if it were to happen to be close at the end, there's always the chance of some empty netters going in. But I think Carolina's going to win this thing running away. We're going to go with a second period over in the Isles and Utah Mammoth. I about said Monmouth. I had Monmouth the other night and gave them out. I about said Monmouth. But we're just going to go. Also, we threw in Oregon, IU, A&M, and Ohio State on this, and it's still not even to plus money. And I just had to draw the line there. There wasn't anything else I saw that I liked tonight. And at some point, it's just ridiculous throwing 8 things on there just to get it back to plus money. So these teams are combined 22 and 12 to the second period over. Isles have 23 goals for and 17 against in 17 games. So that's equal to or average scoring over one and allowing one. So aggregates out to 2 goals every second period for them. For the Mammoth, they have 21 goals in 4 in 17 games, also 17 goals against them during their second periods. So add all that up, aggregate it out, we should see 2 goals in this period. So I feel good about it. Also, going to throw in a little gambler's illogic, gambler's fallacy. The Isles are on a 3-day run, or a 3-game run, I should say, of second period under, so they're due. They're due like a library book. There's nothing scientific there. That's actually completely a logical way to look at it, but what can I say? These are all independent events. In theory, just like a roulette wheel could come up 100 times, red or even in a row. In theory, the Isles from now till April could never have another second period over, in theory. But, of course, we know that's not going to happen, and we hope they break their 3-game streak tonight of second period unders. Heat and Knicks like this, I think you're okay to go ahead and lay, or not lay, but go ahead and take the game over organically at over 238.5. I think you'd be fine. Had to throw the T-Wolves in there. I teased down the over a little bit on the Heat and Knicks just to make myself feel a little bit better about it. Threw the T-Wolves on there to get us to plus money. But for the Heat and the Knicks, they're a combined 16-7 to the over this year. The Heat are 6-3 to the over as an underdog, and the Knicks are 7-3 to the over as a favorite and 6-2 at home. So all the trends pointing this way, all the data pointing towards an over. I know the wet blankets will say, well, they're in this Emirates Cup, this midseason tournament. Everybody's going to be playing harder. Well, maybe towards the end of the tournament when there's actually something on the line, but not in the opening round. If anything, I think people are going to give less effort than they would maybe in a normal season game. Just my opinion. But certainly all the trends and the data point towards an over in the Knicks and Heat. That's all for us. We hope everybody has a good Friday night. Have a good weekend. Don't drink too much. And if you tail us to the window, we will cash tickets together. Have a good night, everybody.